Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Our reading continues the Kshetra, Kshetradnya, Vibhag Yoga, the 13th Adhyay of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and Sri Krishna has explained to us how we can reach that stage of becoming one with the Lord. And Sri Krishna has told us in great details about what is this Kshetra, what is this body, how they come, what is this Prakriti, how the body comes as a result of Prakriti being projected from the Purusha. Purusha projects itself, wants to have the fun with the three Gunas, and therefore Prakriti comes into effect. The moment Prakriti, the Shakti of Purusha, the Mahamaya comes into effect, all this creation, process of creation, preservation, destruction starts. And we have been part of that process since time immemorial. We don't know since when we have been part of that process. Now Sri Krishna is pleading to us, he is telling us, he is teaching us how we can escape from this cycle of creation, preservation, destruction and become one with the Lord. Sri Krishna has told us various ways. Through various yogas, the meditation, the knowledge part, the spiritual practices, and through devotion. All these dhyana, jnana, raja yoga, and the bhakti yoga, they can lead us. All the paths, they lead us to that goal. Paths may be different. We may look at these paths as they are all different paths. But when we start walking on any of this path, we reach at the same ultimate goal, same end point, same destination we reach. And now Sri Krishna is further telling us about why we should get into that, being one with the Paramatman, being one with the Purusha, being one with the Parameshvara. Because Sri Krishna says that Parameshwara, you cannot escape, you cannot avoid becoming one with the Paramatma. All this journey is towards that. Our existence is towards becoming one. Now, how much time we are going to take, that depends upon our efforts. If we put in efforts, we get the results. If we don't put in efforts, we take time. If we sit in a bullock cart, it will take so many days to reach from one point, from Kanyakumari to say Haridwar or Kashi. But if we take passenger train, we will definitely go faster. If we take express train, we will be even faster. If we take super fast train, even faster. And if we take a flight, it will be a matter of few hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours. So it all depends on our efforts. And why this is going to happen, Sri Krishna says, one day or the other we all have to reach that point, because Sri Krishna has told us that fellow, that Paramatman has pervaded everything in this creation. That Paramatman in the form of Jivatman is existing in all the beings in this universe, the moving, the non-moving, this entire creation, and we are all resting upon that one tattva, that one principle, that one divine entity. We are all resting on it. We are no way different. The physical bodies may be different. The physical bodies, the so-called attitudes, the so-called attributes, because these are all the combinations of sattva, rajas, tamas. And in all the beings, they exist in varying proportion, and according to the proportion of sattva, rajas, tamas in these beings, that proportion decides how long they are going to take in achieving that goal. Now, Sri Krishna says that Paramatman is everywhere, whether you like it or not. You cannot escape from that compassionate Purusha, for that matter. Although Purusha is devoid of compassion, Purusha has got no emotions, no sentiments. Purusha is only in that eternal bliss. But still, Purusha is taking care of us in the form of Prakriti. So that is what Sri Krishna has been telling us all along. The last shlok that we read, Sri Krishna once again focused this point. He said that the whole the diversity that we see in this creation, although everything is different from another, no two persons are alike, no two beings are alike, for that matter. Nothing is alike. Everything is diverse. Everything is different from one another. But still, all these beings, they are resting in that one universal entity. They are resting. We are all resting in that same space, for that matter. As if we are all resting in the same space. We are all resting in the same eternal abode of the Paramatman. And this whole creation, the whole creation is a result of evolution of that, is evolved from that Paramatman. We have not come from somewhere else. We have not come from any different sources, that I have come from this planet or you have come from this planet. Even the planets, they have all evolved from the same source. That is the unity behind this entire diversity. That is the one thread which has tied all these different beads together. That is all because of that one support. So the 30th shlok that we read last, Yatha bhuta prathak bhavam ekastham anupashyati. One who sees, one who understands this truth, that all this diversity is resting in the same entity, in the same universal truth, in the same ultimate being, which may be termed as Purusha, which may be termed as Paramatma, which may be termed as the one and only omniscient Ishvara, Parameshvara. So, yada bhuta pruthak bhavam ekastham anupashyati. One who sees this, tatta evacha vistaram. And this entire diversity is all these different things, they have evolved from that same source. We all have the same source. We don't have different sources. We don't have different origins. We don't have different ugam, for that matter. We are all tata evacha vistaram. That one itself has come diversified, taken up all these diverse forms. Brahma sampatyate tatha. When one understands this, yatha anupashyati, Brahma sampadyate tada. At that time, on having that realization, one becomes Brahman. Beautiful teaching of Sri Krishna. So what is this Brahman again? Sri Krishna says you should not have any doubts in your mind of what is this Brahman. So Sri Krishna in 31st shloka is again from 31st shloka onwards. till the end of this chapter. He is further telling us in details about what this Brahman is and why we are part of it. What is this Brahman? What is our real nature? That real nature, Sri Krishna is now going to tell us. And we should not forget, that is our real. This is not our real nature. This is not our real personality. This is not our real limited individuality. No, we are vast. We are vast like space. And all this Sri Krishna is going to describe from 31st shloka onwards. anāditvānnirguNatvātparamātmāyamavyayah śarīrastho'pi Kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Look at Sri Krishna's choice of words here. Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Kaunteya. Why Kaunteya? The son of Kunti. Because there is some kind of connotation of a bodily existence. He has come from the womb of Kunti. And some reference is going to be made of that reality. Although it is temporary. But that reality, he is going to tell Arjuna about it, and therefore Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Kaunteya. Oh Kaunteya. Now what is this Brahman? Anāditvat. This is the being without beginning. Anāditvat. Nirgunatvat. He is the being beyond the sattva, rajas, tamas. He is not afflicted by them. There is no effect of these three gunas on that being. So this being is anadi. He is timeless. He is without beginning. He is birthless. He is nirguna. He doesn't have any effect of the three gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas. Paramatma ayam avyayah. This Paramatman, this being, which is anadi, which is nirguna, is ayam. This Paramatman is avyayah, imperishable. It is indestructible. It cannot be divided. It cannot change. It cannot modify like these physical bodies. So that is what Sri Krishna is now telling Arjuna about the nature of this Brahman. And Sri Krishna wants us to become one with this Brahman. Sri Krishna wants us to become one with the Brahman, which is anadi, which is nirguna, which is avyaya. This Paramatman. And śarīrastho'pi Kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. O Kaunteya, O son of Arjuna, although this anadi, nirguna and avyaya Brahman has taken refuge in this sharir, in this body, like you have come from the womb of Kunti and you have taken this body in the form of Arjuna, you have taken this body in the form of Kaunteya. This principle, this Paramatma, although he takes refuge in the body, śarīrastho'pi, he is dwelling in this body, but na karoti na lipyate. He is actionless. He is not doing anything. So Arjuna, you think you are going to kill all those enemies. You are not going to perform any action in reality. The one who is sitting inside you, the one who is dwelling in that body of the Kaunteya, in that body which has come from the womb of Kunti. Oh Kaunteya, that Paramatman, he doesn't do anything. Na karoti, nor na lipyate, nor he is tainted by anything that this body does. That is in its own bliss. Don't worry about what is going to happen and whether I am going to do right or wrong. Forget about it. The ultimate being which is residing there in the body, although yes, it is resting in the body, but that principle, that Paramatman, that the element of Purusha, that is actionless, na karoti, and that remains taintless. It is not at all tainted by anything that the body does. a thing that is created has a beginning. So this is what happens for the creation. Creation comes into existence, it is preserved, and then it is destroyed. It gets destroyed. That is the law of nature. That is the law of Prakriti. Creation, preservation, but Purusha. Purusha is without beginning. There is no creation for Purusha. So Purusha is everlasting, is timeless, is anādi. Brahman is the one reality that is not created. He is therefore, he does not have any beginning. All the productions of Maya are the components of Sattva, Rajas. These three, they bring out so much of trouble. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. These are the three gunas which bring transformation, changes, modifications in everything that is in this creation. But since Brahman is not created, he is anādi. Brahman is not affected by any of these gunas also. So there is no transformation, there is no modification, there is no growth, there is no decay, there is no death, there is no perishing, there is no destruction for the Brahman. Brahman being nirguna or beyond the gunas is imperishable. Since there is no, it doesn't come under that cycle of creation, preservation, destruction. So there is no destruction for the Brahman. He is imperishable. Avyayah. In his equanimity, vibration is impossible. In other words, no karma takes place in him. So since there is no doing as such anything with the Purusha, with the Paramatman, there is no action. Since there is no action, there is no point of getting tempted, or even because bad actions, they tempt us. We perform a bad action, people start saying, oh, how can he do it? It tempts us. It brings some kind of a black mark on our character, on our individuality, on our personality, anything bad we do. Now that again is a point of debate, no doubt. What is good, what is bad? Brahman is beyond this good and bad. Brahman is beyond the holy and unholy. Brahman is beyond doing good things and doing any sinful activities. Brahman is beyond that. So Brahman never gets tempted by any of the things that this body does. That destruction to which a Brahmajnani's body is exposed does not affect him. The Brahmajnani's body may get destroyed. Naturally, it has to get destroyed because it is a part and parcel of this creation. Since this body has got created, since the body has come into existence with the material construction, it has to destroy. So even a Brahmajnani's body, well, for that matter, all the incarnations, their physical bodies, they never lasted long, isn't it? Whether it was Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, or any of the avatars, Jesus or Sri Ramakrishna, the physical form has to disappear one day or the other. But the incarnations never die. The principle which has brought forth those bodies, those physical bodies, it is avyaya, it is imperishable. That is what these incarnations come from. They realize that. So they are no way different from us as far as the physical disappearance of the body is concerned. So that is what Sri Krishna is trying to tell here, that Paramatman is avyaya, is imperishable. Body may do anything. Body will come, body will go, but that principle remains untouched by death. And therefore Sri Krishna has also told us that vinachatsu avinashatvam, that avinashatvam, that imperishable being is residing there, dwelling in that perishable body. But nothing happens to that principal being, that Paramatman. So this destruction to which Brahmajnani's body is exposed does not affect him at all. Fine, body is going. So what? I cannot go. The karma taking place in his body is not his. While the surface of the sea is all activity, the depth is all poise and peace. This is what happens in reality. That the body is so active, but the one who is dwelling inside, in absolute bliss, absolute calm, absolute peace. Now, why Sri Krishna has given this characteristic of the Paramatman, of being Anadi and of being Nirguna and of being Avyaya and not getting tainted by any of the karmas, because that being is actionless. Therefore, no taints, no blemishes, no dark spots. Sri Ramakrishna says, what are the characteristics of Brahman? He is untarnished by the Gunas. Yes, he has got no influence of the Gunas on itself. Gunas are there, they are doing their work, they are playing with this creation. Brahman remains aloof from being tainted by those Gunas. There is no action or movement in him. The question of going and coming does not arise in his case. Where is he going to take birth? Where is he going to live? Where is he going to die? There is the point of coming and going. Coming and going is only for us, for these physical bodies. But the one who is dwelling in us, for that one, there is no coming and going. It is only changing place to place. Today we are in this place, tomorrow we may be in that place. Earlier we were in so many other different places, but the one who is there, the real place is only that. And when, like Sri Krishna says, one, that little self realizes its true abode, the divine abode, the divine realm, then that is the end of all this coming and going. He is stationary like the Mount Meru, like that mythological Mount Meru. The whole universe is running around, the whole creation is, rotating, but at Mount Meru, the mythological mountain, the great mount, that Mount Meru is never in this process of rotations. In this process of, like Earth rotating around the sun, the solar system, the planets in the solar system rotating around sun, Mount Meru is not affected by it. Mount Meru is always stationary, like the Dhruvotara, always stationary. Now, what is the science and all, that is a different matter, but for us, Dhruvotara is always at the same spot. Likewise, the Mount Meru is always unmoved. And Sri Ramakrishna says, Brahman is like that Mount Meru, not tainted by any of the actions, not getting involved by the actions, not affected by any of the gunas, and is always stationary, steady in its own absolute eternal bliss. So that was the characteristic of the Brahman that Sri Krishna told us in this 31st shloka of the Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Bhagavad. Jai Swami.